Hey Eurovision fans, it's Tom coming to you from Shanghai, back for another Eurovision reaction video. Tonight I'm going to be reacting to Mata Hari by Efendi. She's representing Azerbaijan in Eurovision 2021. I'm going to listen, react and see how this could do in semi-final number 1 in Rotterdam. So let's kiki. As always, you can use the progress bar if you want to skip to a particular part of the video. Azerbaijan Eurovision, I'm so excited about this. You know I love Azerbaijan Eurovision. They're number 3 in my all-time rankings. They've been in my top 10 7 times in the last 12 years. That's pretty enormous. Sitting behind, well, you know the other 2 countries that they're sitting behind, but I'm really excited about doing this. I've actually reviewed so many shite songs recently and feel like such a massive grump. So I'm looking forward to this because really it's very, very, very rare I don't like the Azerbaijani song. Really the only one I can think of in recent time is Cross My Heart. I thought that was absolutely dismal, but everything else is really great. I love their really high quality pop that they send. Always a really strong, vibrant imagery. Always some little like ethnic instruments coming in. I know that it's called an oud now because everyone has taught me this over the last 2 years. I love a bit of oud. Yeah, just love the flavor that they bring, this Eastern, Central Asian influence. It's fantastic. I could not imagine the competition without them. They haven't had a number 1 with me, funny enough, ever. The closest they've ever come on my personal rankings was number 3 in 2009, Always, which I still find bizarre that song didn't get any 12 points. Having said that was before the televote and the jury were separated, but bizarre that that song didn't get any 12s from anybody. So I'm looking forward to reviewing this because it's nice when I can have positive reviews and I'm saying nice things about songs instead of saying how they're tedious and I want to shoot myself. I've been saving it for a while. I still have another big song I have left to listen to as well, Malta, which is going to be my very last review. In terms of Efendi, last year she sent Cleopatra. I thought the song was visually stunning. I thought the song was very hollow and shallow in that, you know, it had some cool sounds like that mummery type witchcraft spell that she did was kind of, not that her, it was a male vocal was doing was cool, but really the melody was quite, yeah, it felt just very shallow, and it was surprising to me that this was a song that was actually sampled by Senhit last year, and I don't know if she rejected it or what happened, but I downloaded Cleopatra and I found it a little bit annoying to listen to. So I'm looking for something that has a little bit more musical substance. Cleopatra definitely would have been in my top 10 last year. I think it might just have scraped into my top 20. The visuals in it absolutely definitely would have been in my top 10, and who knows where it could have gone with an elevated staging. I definitely think they would have qualified. But really I want something that is musically very strong as well and not just relying so heavily on some really high luxurious production visuals. But yeah, I think she's got it in her. I like vocally and her attitude and everything was on point, so I definitely think she can bring it. I was really fascinated when I saw the song title. Mata Hari is a person I've heard of but didn't really know too much about. I immediately went into a Wikipedia hole and was reading all about this really fascinating woman who, I'm trying to recall what I read, it was a month ago, but I believe that she grew up in the Dutch East Indies and moved to the Netherlands, and then she eventually moved to Paris, and she was working as a kind of like burlesque dancer, but she had this like very unusual look, and then eventually she became a spy for the French government, and then she was scapegoated and actually she was shot. So really, really, really interesting woman. I love the concept of a song about her. You know, last year Efendi was doing this homage to Cleopatra, and this year it seems like she's picked another strong woman. I think that's so interesting. You know, I complain a lot about these songs like Love From Above and Amen and all this shite that really makes my blood boil, that, you know, they'll never break us and we're invincible and we're invulnerable and we're gonna shine, all that shite. Like, it's not that difficult to come up with a new or interesting topic, and this is it. I'm jumping the gun, but I'm just trying to convey my excitement in reviewing this because I've listened to so much rubbish recently that I just want to listen to something good. My expectations are high because they do tend to deliver. I'm hoping they deliver again. This has got 4 million views, which is more than everyone else. I've seen that it's quite high up in the community. I've been a good boy. I've done lots of videos. I get to treat myself to an Azerbaijan video. Okay, this is Efendi, Mata Hari, Wanna Know My Secret Bang. Ooh, exciting. Come on, Efendi. Come on. Be amazing. Please be amazing. Ooh. Now that's an interesting starting. Take notes, Austria. Ooh. Ooh. Nice. Ooh, she's got a real slight Rihanna sounding. Oh, I love it already. Oh, I just love the vibe that they always manage to create with their songs. Oh, okay. You can't sample your own songs. Okay, come on, big pop drop. They're kind of copying last year there. Oh, fabulous. Oh, yes. Wow, it sounds really Turkish. I love it. Oh, that little, I don't know, someone's going to tell me what it's called. I love it. Yes. This sounds more balanced than Cleopatra. It doesn't sound like it's using like weird gimmicky stuff as much. I really miss Turkey and Eurovision so much. Azerbaijan kind of give me my Turkey fix. I like this. It's got a like elegance to it, which I really like. Okay, hope she keeps building. Okay, the homage to Cleopatra, I don't know, but okay, I love everything else. I like she's got a bit of an arty side to her as well. This, I really like this chorus. It feels a bit historical to me, like a bit timeless. I could hear someone playing this like a market in the Middle East. Maybe not the like heavy production Swedish beats, but the instrument part. Ooh, oh nice. Slight tribute to India. I love that as well. There are some slightly Indian sounding things as well. So much nicer reviewing songs I like. Ooh, breakdown. Some really great visuals as well. Azerbaijan always have great music videos. Oh, sorry. Okay. Oh, okay. They borrowed lots of ideas from Cleopatra, but that's okay. Recycling is good for the planet. Okay, this is a bit messy. Okay, fine. Okay, I'm not gonna let that messy ending ruin my happiness. Okay, look, I really like. You could tell from my gushing intro that I was gonna like that pretty much regardless. Like I just love Azerbaijan. I love. It's fine that it's just the same stuff recycled. I don't care. You know, Cyprus recycled the same kind of like girl upbeat pop. I don't mind that either, as long as it's good. This is good quality recycled Turkish sounding sweet pop. It's fantastic. I just love it, and I love that she's singing about something that's interesting and new, and I love all these sounds in the chorus that like transport me away. I feel like I'm traveling to the Middle East and Central Asia. I feel like Marco Polo traveling around all these places. I want that transportation when I have a song, and this is one of the things I love about Eurovision, that there isn't in other places. You're going to get these ethnic sounds that really you're just not going to get in the mainstream, because everything is just based on trends and whatever the current wave is. So I just really like this. Look, I'm not the way I'm gushing, you're thinking it's going to be my number one. It's not going to be my number one, but the reason I'm so happy about it is because I know this is a song that I'm going to download, I'm going to listen to, not tons and tons and tons, but I'm really going to love it when it comes on as one of my kind of like lesser songs, like not my ones that I hunt out, but like the ones that you put in the kind of playlist a little bit later on that come on and you really enjoy them as a kind of like support song, if that makes sense. But yeah, like I'm gonna look forward to this performance as well, because it's gonna be really fun, and I love the fact that she's singing about this person who was kind of has a really sad story, like a really interesting and exotic life that was kind of like she was betrayed by the French government. Really interesting. I'm interested now, will like the French and the Dutch, will they kind of like know more about her and be really drawn in by that? But yeah, look, I just really enjoyed it. It's vivacious, and it's probably more exaggerated by the fact that I've just come from doing like Slovenia and Austria and Poland and Latvia, which, you know, Latvia had beautiful visuals, but the song was just, construction was a mess, and then the other three were just dull as dishwater, just so rehashed in a really like clueless way. This is like conscious, clever, good rehashing, recycling. So like that's probably why I'm exaggerating my reaction a little bit, because, you know, I do want to have a positive reaction, and it does get a little bit draining when you're always having songs that you're not really vibing with. Anyway, I need to calm down, and I need to go on for my second listen before I have a baby. I have to be careful as well, because she shushed me during this, so I need to make sure I'm not talking so she doesn't have to shush me twice. I want to know my second bang. Second listen, exciting. See, I'm excited to watch this again, whereas other songs I'm not always. Even this tingly thing at the start, it's gorgeous. That sun background, like she's on the Serengeti. The mummery thing is pretty much the exact same as last year. Oh, I just love the pop drop. It just transports me. Fabulous. Really great. I hope they have like really colourful costumes, really like cultural dancing. Dancing here is a little bit lackluster. I want something a little bit more like lingerie. I want like real proper gorgeous vibrancy. She's great. She really does sell it. Da 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 Mata Hari. Da 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 Hari. Breakdown, I don't. Ooh, the breakdown for me feels very functional. It doesn't really add anything musically. It's more just something's gonna happen in the performance. Okay, actually, that messy bit at the end, I actually enjoyed more the second time. It's weird because there's so many things that are recycled from the first song. Now, when I'm previously saying recycled, I meant like recycled from just Azerbaijan's general entries. But this song actually has like a lot of recycling from Cleopatra. It's reusing. Reduce, reuse, recycle. I do feel like they need to reduce, but they have reused a lot. Yeah, like the Cleopatra, and then she also has a little bit of mummery from the dude, and then that very, very fast beat. I haven't listened to Cleopatra in actually quite a while now, but I do remember that's how the end of Cleopatra was as well. So there's some references that you could say they maybe didn't want to let go of those ideas. A little bit like if, well, let's say Victoria's song is not like a million miles away from what it was the first time, and a lot of the repeat artists are largely recycling. Everyone's become very green in this previous year. I can definitely see why people wouldn't like this. I think they're going to think maybe it's a little bit tacky. It has some like slight cheap qualities, maybe a bit like pandering to the standard Eurovision fan. You know, I've seen that this hasn't been doing particularly well with the Euro jury. I think it's been doing okay with the OJE actually. Yeah, it's ninth of the OJE so far with votes from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 countries out of 16. So, you know, that's not bad. I think this is the type of song that's going to skew more towards the televote. There's nothing in here that's like particularly, there's nothing to be ashamed about here in terms of supporting the song. It's very well produced. It sounds very professional. It's got lots of beautiful ethnic elements to it, which are going to make it stand out. It's not like heavily ethnic, like I wouldn't say it's as ethnic as Ukraine is, but there's definitely a flavor here, and it's an infusion of Azeri Turkish culture, which for me is just extremely welcome. Azerbaijan was staging. Well, first of all, let's get into the semi-final. I'm worried about saying that anyone in semi-final number 1 is a safe qualifier. Do you know what sucks as well as I handed in my OJA points, and I would have probably given this points. And okay, so this is 14th, so it's really close to end. It's going to have a massive amount of viewers. Germany's voting, which has a huge Turkish population. We have several countries with large Turkish populations. 14th in the running order is a really good place. Going to follow a lot of good songs, which you might say is a negative. I'm going to say that that's going to keep people in the room. That's the flip side of following good songs, is that if you follow something that's extremely dull, like if you follow Slovenia, there's a lot of people leaving the room. Are they going to come back in time to see the start of your song? Maybe not. You know, after Belgium, Israel, Romania, I think you're going to have a really good amount of people who are watching, and they're going to see this. It's going to be a nice contrast to Romania, which is a little bit more introspective and thoughtful. This is not, I wouldn't say this is like a switch your brain off song, but it's definitely more kind of let yourself go and feeling. And I think it's more an homage to Mata Hari when she was in her kind of like burlesque dancing days, as opposed to her like entire autobiography. She does mention her as being a spy, which I quite like. I did miss a lot of the lyric. Let's have a look and see how this is doing. Let's first look at the semi-final qualification odds. Okay, so this is currently sitting 6th in the odds for the qualification for semi-final number 1. It doesn't have a gigantic buffer though. For example, with Betfair Exchange, it's currently 1.4. And if you look at 10th place, which is 1.44, 11th is 1.71. So look, this first semi-final is very difficult. I think that the fact that they're in the 15th place in the draw, they can sigh a little sigh of relief, but I wouldn't get complacent. I think Azerbaijan always puts in a lot of money into their staging, and they always have something that looks very professional and finished. Yeah, like Samuel in 2016, that song was a bit meh. Even Crush Your Heart, the song was super meh. The performance looked put together enough, and they ended up coming 11th to that, and that was from a very difficult semi as well. I don't think this is going to have the same fate as Crush Your Heart, because the song is just simply stronger, and it's got interesting elements in it, and again, it's only got one other person competing with it in terms of an ethnic thing. I do believe that Russia has some ethnic elements as well, but these are a different flavor of ethnic. Yeah, I'm pretty confident about this. Everyone needs to see the staging, but at this point in time, I'm putting this through In terms of the winning odds, this is sitting in 18th. Again, I think that's pretty fair. I would be extremely surprised if this was to win. 18 probably is, yeah, like I can see this possibly with really epic staging breaking into the top 15. Top 10 if they do something very, very, very spectacular. Chinggis's staging was really, really, really sensational. But for example, that song from Was Much Stronger, Truth, was actually in my top 3 in 2019. It like very slightly worked up. It's actually my most listened to song from 2019. So for me, musicality in the song is way, way, way stronger. That song is really fantastic, even though it didn't fully climax in the third chorus. Still probably my most listened. It definitely is my most listened to in 2019. And, you know, he ends up coming 7th, I believe. I think top 10 is maybe a little bit too ambitious, but they should definitely be pushing for that with quite ambitious staging. And then let's have a final look at the community. And this is sitting in 10th. So again, not super surprising. The Eurovision community definitely skews in favor of female bops with a bit of ethnicity in them. That's really ticking all the boxes. So not surprising that's doing better in that than with the other 2 odds I just checked. And this is going to have fan favorites, and I expect this is going to do well with the Euro jury televote. Okay, I'm really excited. I'm really happy about this. I got a new song for my playlist, and I'm quite definite I'm going to like this more than I like Cleopatra when all is said and done. Okay, that's what I think about Matahari by Efendi. Please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another Euro reaction video very soon. Goodbye.